Namaste, Jai Sitaram, Om Shanti, and a pleasant and warm good afternoon or good night to each and every one of you. Relax your body. Let us meditate. What is meditation? It's that peace within each and every one of us. Take a deep breath. Really relax. Are you guys hearing me? I do hope you all are hearing me clearly. Love and light to you, Rashmi. Thank you for being such a wonderful and divine soul. I love listening to you on radio. Winnie, namaste. Sarah, good night and much love to you. If you are watching me, wherever you're watching me from, remember that we are all blessed. We are the light that is being sought from other beings. Brittany, good night to you. Tonight should be an elevating program, one that we can learn from, and we have to learn from each other. I am not a teacher, you are my teachers. You are the one that is helping me, assisting me in my spiritual elevation. Just 1 second. Are you guys seeing me better? Ranal Bali, thank you so much. Remember that you are blessed. Remember that you have a purpose. You have a mission to fulfill, whether it's one being with a family or being one with pets that is teaching you patience, Rashmi, being one with children or family members, and sometimes even friends. They tend to test us as well. Associates tend to test us as well. Joyce Nelson, good night to you. Indira, blessings to you. I do hope you're feeling much better. When we say we take a deep breath, it's internal. We are awakening the chakras. There are 7 major chakras, and each one comes with a specific amount of breaths and lotus petals. But after our program is finished, before, we will definitely do some deep and divine meditation. Like I said, it is because of you I am here today. And it is because of you who have taught me that patience, that divinity within you, and something that we are all searching for. It's what? Peace. During the week, we don't have any peace. But at least let us try for one day or one night or maybe 20 minutes, even that much. Zaharoon, Mohammed, good night to you. Joycelyn, I appreciate you all so very much for taking your time off, your busy schedules. Many of you have children, families to tend to early in the morning. And I know it's pretty late. It's kind of late right now in some countries. I've received numerous messages from people in China, Mongolia, which is shocking to me, and especially Bangladesh. I mean, I'm so surprised that a lot of Muslim countries are tuning in. And I ask myself, what's going on? People are they tired of religion or religious beliefs and they're searching for something greater? Or is it that they are awakening spiritually, mentally, emotionally? They are searching for more, just like you and I. I'm always searching. There has to be more. It can't be misery all the time. Right, Carrie Ann? We have to be happy. I love your sense of humor, Carrie. I love your sense of humor. A lot of people may not catch it, but I do. I can't like all of them, because sometimes it go a little raunchy, as they say, but I enjoy them. Tracy, good night to you. I'm sure Rio Claro is tuned in. I'm talking about other parts of the world. And here it is in my own backyard. Pinal, Devi, Rio Claro. Many places that people don't know about in other parts of the world, but many of our little neighborhoods, you know, our little villages, Cedras. Places that we tend to go during our charity events. And talking about charities, we are going to a place called Guayari for those who are watching from other parts of the world. It's a little village close to Mayaro, and it's absolutely beautiful. The view is absolutely stunning, and the villagers are very welcoming. So on Saturday, February 24th, we will be servicing the families in that neck of the woods, as it's called Guayari. It's known for its pristine beaches. It's known for like this little bake shop. They make hot breads, which we always have to visit, of course. All right. So tonight, my beloved, I mentioned to you all on my post today that is it that we live in a time loop? Now, many people question if time does it really exist, because I mean, sometimes time tends to, you know, go fast, and then sometimes when you're at work, it doesn't seem to be moving at all. How is that possible? Hey, come Carrie Ann, we would love to meet you and your family. Please come out, because I know you don't live far from there, so come out and give us a hand. And good night to you, Lima Chotalal. So, is there a time loop? Because there are so many movies that depict where time does not exist, but the time, you know, it's like the future is now, the present is now, and the past also seems to be like now, where everything comes together. And is that why movies or cartoons like The Simpsons, they are able to predict with such accuracy? How about the Bible, that the book of Revelations, when they talk about many futuristic predictions, or the Bhavisha Puranas, or many other Hindu scriptures, and even Egyptian scriptures, ancient African scriptures, all discuss a future where, you know, it's a cycle where in Hinduism, it's depicted as Lord Shiva being this creation and destruction, and it seems to be rolling and rolling. How do we get out of that? If that is the case, then, I mean, we have to get out of it, right? Now, in the past, I remember telling you guys that we came from the moon, like our souls, like it's harvested, if that makes any sense, where we tend to come from the moon, but we go back to the moon, like the back of the moon. So, if that's the case, how do we get out of the matrix? Everybody knows the word matrix now, but what is the matrix? Can you guys help me with that? Jasta, in where are you these days, Jasta? In Netherlands or Suriname? Wonderful, Suriname. I wish I could visit. Thank you so much, Jasta, for joining with us. So, for me, my belief is that, you know, I am from the future, but I'm also from the past, and I'm playing a role in the present. And that explains why we know each other, you and I. And that also explains why dreams, deja vu, if someone puts you under hypnosis or past life regression, it'll tell you, yeah, and I do record these things because I have certificates in hypnotism and practicing past life regressions and stuff, but I don't really need it anymore because it comes natural to me, because it's, you know, for me, I read the Akashic records, which Akash means space, and there's this place in a different dimension. I wouldn't say it's a higher or lower place, but it's a place that holds all our records of past, present, and future, you know. And I'm smiling because many of you came back with the same relationship or spouse or lover, whatever you want to call that. And some of you can't tolerate each other, but you made a pact to come back together. It's a different consciousness, but it loops with this one, like the past. So remember last year we had done a past life reading where I told you guys to call me. Chandra Prabha, beautiful soul, thank you so much. And Annette Gills, thank you. Sitaram to you too, Annette. So we had done past life readings, right, before, sometime last year. How about we do a future reading? Tonight, let's practice this futuristic reading. What or where would you be born? Do you know it is based on your play, your roles today, and who you are playing with? Yeah. So many of you, like I said, and I'm touching on relationships because a friend was telling me a sad story right before I came on about a relationship gone bad. And the thing is that I know that you have to come back with the same person again if you don't release that in this life. Am I making any sense? Ronald Barley, why don't you give me a call later? Tora, good night to you. Tora, you're very smart. So you don't want to recreate a future, right? So what you did is you would exit out before, and I commend you for that. However, there are some people who are still stuck. Okay, let me give you an example. A woman whose husband is saying, I want a divorce. I want to move on with my life. But she refuses to move on because in her mind, she actually believes that he will come back to her when in fact he found another love. But she's holding on and she's staying, should I say the word stagnant or stunted growth, so to speak? She doesn't want to leave, but he's reminding her, hey, you know, our marriage is over and we need to file for divorce. Ginger tea. Just in case you all want to know, it's not wine tonight. But, you know, I had to be firm with her recently, really harsh with her, and say, get your act together because this is over. Whether you want to accept it or not, this is over. And she kept saying, you know, God would deal with him. And I said, there's no God that will deal with him. You're going to come back in a futuristic birth where if you don't let him go now, and release him and learn to be happy, you will create someone like him and it will be 10 times worse. Does that make sense? Lazy Daisy. Yeah, I'll do future later on, but like I said, many of you must come back with the same players in this life. How do you get out of it? It sounds very easy, I could tell you, but even for me, I get pulled in as well, in the drama as they're called, but it's easy. If the Buddha can do it, and many other true saints and sages or divine beings can elevate themselves to get out of the cycle of birth and death, then I believe we can do it too. Sita Carter, won't you agree? Ronald Barley, yes, you are again self. Sita, right? Claire, well, we know your story. Nisha Harrison, good night to you too, Nisha. Yeah. Rashmi, you will have players in the next life too. But how do we get out of this rut? Listen, if you realize that someone is not working for you or something is not working out, many of you would say you're staying because religion tells you to stay, or you're staying because of the children. The worst thing to do is when there's in an abusive relationship, both parties stay together because of the children, because then the children turns out to be more screwed up. Am I right? Blessed night to you, Radhika. Maureen Jagru, Maureen Maharaj as well, Vashti Maharaj. So, like I said before, it's like you're creating more and more karma by staying with the same person in every cycle. You know, in Hinduism, for non-Hindus, when a couple is getting married, they walk around this thing called a bedi 7 times. Whether they want to accept it or not, it's 7 lifetimes and 7 chakras. That's 7. It's a very important number. And by the time they finish one, you know, like 7 times you walk around the fire, right? Because fire means life. Dirt, you walk around water. It's really a powerful ritual, as it's called. And 7 times, 7 lifetimes together. By the time they're finished with 1 and 2 lifetimes, that's it, they're done. But they're stuck with each other because many a time they don't know how to get out of that situation after, you know, from marriage to, you know, from love to marriage to situation. And it's very difficult to get out of. But again, it's not that difficult. Let's come back again to the Bible and also to the Hindu scriptures and Egyptian scriptures. Did God really talk to a man? I mean, why is it that God always talking to a man? Why is it God doesn't speak to a woman? Is it because she's deaf, hard of hearing, or she just talks too much where she doesn't hear anything because she's the one talking, doing all the talking? So therefore, this God decided to talk to men, have a conversation with men. Sarah, yeah, because I know you want to get out of your cycle. You know, I don't want to say it, Sarah. Ronald, but bathing in the Ganges would not work. I think bathing in lava, that might help you more than the Ganges. But let's come back to the Bible. Everything was written script for script. Now, there are people who can read the Bible and actually take down words and understand it, or paragraphs or verses and chapters, and break it apart and know exactly when something is going to happen. I don't do it from that perspective. I think that's a lot of work. I just look into the light, and I look into the Akashic records, you know, and from there I would determine, you know, wow, something is going to happen. I don't post all of my visions. I don't say everything because many of you are not ready for the truth. You know, for example, this situation that is happening in Tobago, that serious oil spill, my friend is there in Tobago helping to clean up the oil spill, and she's like, Tobagonians are unaware. They are not ready for this, or they don't know what's happening, and they're just normal. And I'm like, it's not that they're normal, they just don't know how to deal with an emergency, because in Trinidad and Tobago, we never had to deal with any emergencies. Celine Baru, you want to get out of... Sometimes you all cause your own cycles to happen, you know. But anyway, so coming back to this, a couple of weeks prior to the oil spill, I saw, and I'm not bashing any government officials or anything like that. I am not into that. I'm not into politics, but I love to read body language, and I love to read auras. So even if I know something about you, I don't say it unless you ask me. All right? I don't meddle in people's business like that. So a couple of weeks ago, before the oil spill, the Prime Minister was giving, you know, a speech, or he had something to say to the public. Nobody really listens anyway. But I don't listen to him, like what he has to say, per se. But I was looking at his aura. Now, let's face it, for, you know, the Prime Minister is over 70 years old, and he has nice skin. That is my personal view as a woman, because, you know, as I said, he has clean skin. You know, he's neat and he has clean skin. But I noticed that he looks sad, like he had something on his mind. And like I said, I turned down the volume. I didn't really care what he had to say, although I could read voices. I knew something was on his mind, so he had to know something was amiss or something was going to happen. But he couldn't say it because it's not, you know, he doesn't work for us. You all think the Prime Minister works for you and I. You know, he has to take orders from the, you know, the masters. Sally Buktoon, good night to you. Rena, Annie, Delari, who baby crying? I don't have no baby around here. Yeah, so it's weighing heavily on his mind, of course, because Tobago is where he's from originally. So he knows what's happening and what's coming, and he can't do anything about it. unfortunately, when I say can't do it, yes, they can clean up the mess and all of that, but there's a bigger play at hand, and we will see that play in the coming months. All right. Now, in 2019, I wrote that the Prime Minister will leave office before his time is up. He doesn't want to, because let's face it again, after COVID, it's terrible. It's bad for any politician to be in office right now, because it's a lot of work, right? Sharon, good night to you. It's a lot of work, and I knew it before in 2019, because again, I was looking at his Akashic records and the government and Trinidad and Tobago as a whole. And yes, I've been warning you all to expect stuff, right? Different calamities and stuff like that. So it's going to be tougher for him in the coming months. Really, really, really tough. Where it's going to be really bad, where he's going to maybe say he has a pain in his chest or his body. It's going to be tough. So we as a nation need to join together, come together as one. This is not a time for us to point fingers, if you know what I mean. Because Tobagonians, I mean, I love Tobago. People have always treated me with kindness and you know, nice. They're really, really humble and nice. Danish, good night to you, brother. Yeah. So they are our people too. The people in Africa are our people. The people in India, China. We are from one race. I've been saying it over and over. And you all will see what I mean in the near future. But it's written. It is written for the cycle to continue. So therefore, something had to happen. If I'm going too fast, please tell me, eh? Something had to happen to shift us off our, you know, comfort zone, as it's called. Since the older generation stay in their marriage, but the younger generation these days, oh yeah, these younger people say flat out, they ain't gonna clean nobody, pick up nobody clothes from the floor, wash nobody dishes, especially when both parties have to work. The old people want to take it because they are ashamed. A lot of old people have shame. You know, they're worried what people are going to say. Ronald, thank you. Yeah. So you know, a couple times I said, watch July. There's something in July. As I said, I can't tell you every single thing, because then that will change your karma. Meaning that, oh, if you know this coming to Trinidad, you might want to escape and go to what was once a first world country. You think Europe is a first world country. It's not. You think America, Canada, Britain, New Zealand, you think those are first world countries? Ireland, you think those are first world? It's not. Ronald, you know what I'm talking about. In Canada, what's going on with the migrants issue? What's going on in New York City? You know, a friend moved from Georgia to New York thinking Georgia was so bad. When she moved to New York City, she didn't know where else to go because it's so bad. And what happens? It's all planned by design. It must come down. As they say in show business, the curtains must come down. And it's about to come down. We don't have a lot of time in terms of people say, try to fix it. Let God fix it. Well, if there is a God, why is God allowing so many people in Palestine to be killed? Why are there so many shootings taking place? Why are so many people dying from debilitating diseases like cancer? So that God you all are searching for, it's here. You all need to wake up really, really fast, because your bubble is about to burst. Maybe it burst already and you don't even know. Nisha Harrison, no, I don't think it's a curfew per se, you know. It's more like hardship, financial hardship. Okay? I mean, Tobagonians, you know, we have done charities in Tobago already, from Charlottesville to other parts of Tobago. But we don't know if we can go back to Tobago. My crew doesn't want to get sick from any oil spill, right? Even going to some parts of this country in Trinidad, We could walk from here to Toko, you know. That's how small Trinidad is. One place to another to walk. Sarah, your bubble didn't burst. Sarah, your bubble didn't burst. Just knock it off, right? But yeah. So it's a cycle. It must happen. It's not coming to an end. The Bible says it's an end days. No. If there is an end day, then there must be a beginning, like a rubber band, you know. The only way to get out of that, again, is through deep diving into you, not looking outside to your government officials for answers, not looking at religious leaders for your answers, because religious leaders also are scared. In fact, I think it's about time you all ask your religious leaders to start talking about survival. How do you survive? Because you all need to come together. If you are in a temple or a church, you all need to come together as a team. Not just raise your hand in prayer. Find out what else you need to do, because hard times are coming and nobody can stop it. Sarah, what sketches you talking about? The cycle will end to usher in the golden age. But the only way to be a part of the golden age is to find yourself here. Many people, including some religious leaders, not all, many politicians, they tend to hoard, if you know what I mean, like hoarding things. Everything is about driving a nice car, having a mansion, having the best clothes, having the most expensive phones, you know, having all the niceties that life have to offer. Is it worth it? Not anymore, because when somebody see you with an expensive shoe, right, what do? They look at your shoe, they judge you right there. They even look at your watch. Honestly, I don't really wear watches unless we go into a charity or a program, but I don't like to wear watches anymore because time doesn't exist, one. And two, when people look at you, they tend to think you have money and they rob you. So then you have to look like everybody else. Yeah, we need to pray together, but we need to bond, Naisha. We need to come together, not just as a nation, but soul to soul. Race doesn't matter. Religion doesn't matter. Political affiliations should not matter, because very soon, politicians will come together as one. It's not going to be divided anymore. The agenda is set. Yeah, but Sarah, you have luxurious, you know, without having luxurious lives. But, you know, a time is going to come where it's going to be tough for, I would say, mediocre, poor, mediocre, upper middle class, rich. People are going to complain because they are going to have the money, but they won't have the goods. It won't come in. The Panama Canal is drying up. This oil spill in Tobago is going to have serious ramifications later on. Yeah, Ronald, I don't watch your time on the, you know, because, you know, we're getting older, Crystal. So yeah, so we want to, you know, take some time to also, you know, thank Ronald, thank so many of you who continue to donate to the Red Chariot Foundation, and also to you know, who come out and assist. Now, as I said, there are a lot of people want to come out and assist, but we have to do it in small groups, because sometimes it's more people than hampers. All right. So what else do we have to discuss? As I said, I don't want to talk too much about the government and what is going on, but as I said before, you'll see some things going on with the Prime Minister and also with his team, you know, but it is what it is. Also, there will be the continuous flow of earthquakes, as they say, where earthquakes in the Caribbean. Right before I came on, the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador had a 5.5 earthquake. That's South America. And we will get it soon too. Jean Samaru, a pleasant Sitaram, and good night to you too. Now, as I said before, we are talking about past lives, present lives, and future lives. You must know your past life. Come on, you dream it, you're living it, Many of you are caught up in it, if that makes sense. Yeah, but how do you raise your vibration, Ronald? Right? And bad relationships, whether it's a child and a mother or a child and a parent, a neighbors, both, you know, it's a test that we go through. But again, if people like the Buddha can do it and many saints, why can't we? Bad relationships, you don't, you know, push more and more into it, like force and abuse somebody. But it's easier said than done, right? Frank Lala, good night to you. So tonight we have the 2 phones working, all right? So I want you to call in, and I mean, you can ask any question. It doesn't have to be personal about yourself. It could be anything, anything, all right? But I wanna Donna Ramnarine, yeah, for parts of Trinidad, most of Trinidad, all right? I wish somebody could tell Sassy that I'm doing a live, because she's telling me about having coffee this hour. But yeah, also I just yeah, so the earthquakes are going to start happening very soon, and we are so not prepared. Like I said, come March you'll see more you know, tremors, as it's called. And Leela Prasad, I will do some readings in the near future. Before I forget, you know, Joey really had a blast of a time, and for Carnival, and listening to him talk about his experiences, oh boy, I tell you. So Joey's coming out with a new song tomorrow, that, you know, it's gonna, you know, another one of his own renditions, own songs. But
the moment an intruder.
Sorry about that. I'm married 32 years and I'll always choose my husband again. Wow, Annie. Congratulations. Play his song? Okay, sure, I will. But I wanted to play, you know, Joey Ramutal live. People were singing his song more than anything else, and I thought that was quite interesting.
Hit the stage with Joey Udan, Noe mashup Inner Circle bar.
Listen to this.
And the lounge for the new year.
Yeah, so that's just part of it. I can't find it right now, but Joey's coming out with a new song tomorrow at 8 a.m. What You Want From a Life. Because he used to harass me like that. Thank you so much, Kerry, for your full support of Joey. This is like a live that at one of the shows. That's live. So yeah, so I just wanted to play that little piece, but he's coming out with another song tomorrow. Like I said, Sarah, you know that song better than me already. What You Want From My Life, because when Joey was growing up, he would scream when I asked him to do something, what you want from my life. So guess what? I bet anything his next song might be Take It, because his end would be Take It. So Joey is a spoiled brat, even though he's an old man, he's a spoiled brat. Catherine, long time, sit around to you. So yeah, so tonight, I think somebody was trying to call, so let's take some calls. It's getting pretty late already. Can you imagine when you're having a good time? I also want to take this opportunity to thank Raymond Ramnarine and his team, you know, for being there for Joey and also supporting Joey in his musical career. Raymond, thank you. You don't know this, but Joey has been a fan of yours since he was 14 years old. And my house just had all your songs playing until Sassy used to be poking fun at him. Okay. Hi, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yeah? What's your question? Hello? Hello? We can't hear you, so if you can hear us. Hello?
Oh, good night.
Yeah?
Hello.
Sitaram, what's your question?
Hello, Sitaram, good night. I'm just very curious about my past life.
Oh.
Anything you can tell me?
Yeah, your past life, you had a lot of problems. You have a lot of problems in this life currently. And it seems to be like just adding on and adding on. Is that true?
Yes.
Right. You are sometimes responsible for your own problems. You are creating which means you're creating your future. Remember I said we had done past life before, so we are going to do future births. Right. If you don't start to detach or let go, you are going to take those thoughts, negativity into a future birth where I see your hands like cooking or doing something and mixing something. Always cooking or always mixing something. Does that make sense?
No, not cooking.
But okay, so something is going on with you where you're churning the same problems. That's what it means. And you're creating like a bad thing, bad future, but arguing, to some degree accusations, but sometimes you're over miserable and you don't, you know how I was saying that women do all the talking? So sometimes you talk and you don't listen. I think you need to check yourself and you listen now and stop doing so much talking and try to catch yourself together now, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
All right? Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so that person, it's a situation she's in from what I'm seeing for your visions, but I'm seeing where she's churning and churning, you know, like in the Hindu scriptures where the churning of the ocean, the Milky Ocean. Yeah, so that's basically like, you know. Hi, good night. What's your question?
Good night, sister. I would like to know about my future health.
Your future health? We are doing future births, sweetheart, not future health. I think those who had called before, try to give somebody a chance now. Don't call back if you call already. We are doing future births, people. Hi, good night.
Hi, good night, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need your name, but go ahead. What's your question?
I just want to know, what's going on with me right now. I don't know. What is the forward?
Okay. Okay, when you're not listening to me on live, but yet you want a reading, that shows, shows something. So that person wasn't listening to me. If she had listened, she would have known that we are doing future births, right? How do you break the cycle of detachment? Oh, as I said before, it's tough, but it's, I want to know if it has to put up with the same people. Afia, of course, Afia, I had a vision of you. Afia, God, I don't say it now. Yeah, but many of you have to come back. You must come back with the same people over and over again. You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. Alright, so yeah, so the numbers would be 347-445-9778 or 264-1194, I believe. You're not fed up, Afia. You still have a lot to go through. The thing about you is that you are very gifted and you were put there to assist other people, your relatives, your brother, your brother's friend, Hi, good night. Yep, go ahead.
Good night.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, I'd like to get a reading about my present life, please.
Your present life? Okay. You're a very kind-hearted person. You're genuine to some degree. But people take advantage of you. You know how we say in Trinidad, people like to dig out your eye? Is that true?
Yes, that's true. That is so true.
Yeah. You have this light and this heart, a good heart. And therefore, in a future birth, it will be better. But you need to stand up for yourself sometimes, okay? Otherwise, again, the cycle will take you where people will continue to use you.
Yeah, I understand so much.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so take care of yourself and try to toughen up. But
Yes,
you would have a better life, a better future birth. Sorry.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So much.
You're welcome. Hi, good night. What's your question? If you try to call and didn't get through, try to call back. Okay. Hi, good night.
Hi, good night.
Yep.
Yes, I have a 3-year on here. Get a reading, please.
Okay. In the future, oh, we lost that call. Like I said, if you tried to call before and you didn't get through, call back. All right, because the phones are ringing off the hook. Hi, good night. What's your question?
Hi, good night. What can you tell me about my future with?
Very good question. You're also a nice person, very kind-hearted, generous as well. Do you have some financial difficulties in this life?
Yes.
Yeah, you tend to think too much about that. You put too much emphasis on that. You are okay in terms of, you may not have a lot, but you're to some degree comfortable, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Don't put all your thoughts into, I wish I had more money. I wish I had this. I want you to start picturing it coming to you, and you will get it. In a future life, you would come back with the same children and same family as well. But you would be more like a teacher. Like, I feel like you'll be a teacher in a future birth. You have that patience about you.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So you're okay. Don't feel like you wish you were better and all of that. You have that divinity within you, and where you are such a prayerful person, and you mean well for the world. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So good luck. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, so she's a nice soul, really a nice, kind-hearted soul. So don't forget, guys, we are doing some simple meditation when we are finished with our program, right? Hi, good night.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I am good. What's your question?
Reading for my son. Future reading for my son.
Okay, why do you want to know about your son?
My son, he just turned 11 on the 11th.
Well, he came. Go ahead. Sorry.
He's autistic.
You know, autistic children are very divine children, eh? He may be autistic, but he is very talented. You know, he's gifted. And if you put like paintings for him to paint, or music or art, anything like that, he will pick it up very quickly. All right? He chose your son is an old soul as well. Do you sometimes feel like he's a grandfather? Or
a little bit. He portrays to be like an older person sometimes, most of the time.
Because sometimes the way he looks at you, he stares deeply into you, like your eyes. He stares at you.
He stares, and when he sleeps, like when he's asleep, his eyes are open, like not closed all the way.
Yeah. He chose to come here and play this role as an autistic child. Now, I want you to understand that autism and some other diseases were not written off in the Hindu scriptures, meaning that, it's something, for my personal belief, I believe it was caused by the, as they call, quaxine, right? And it'll take a lot of patience for you to, like exercises and something damage at the back of his head. Autistic children, but he chose to come in this life to teach you a valuable lesson. And in his future birth, yes, he is. But it's also teaching you a lot of patience. Because in a past life, you didn't do right by him, meaning that you lost your patience, and there was a lot of fighting between you two in a previous birth. And if you notice, in this life, he fights with you. Even to put on his clothes or simple things, he would retaliate, right?
Yeah, I gotta keep it his way. I mean, he goes there for weekend in the U.S. and there's always a structure and everything has to be a certain way or else he starts having tantrum. It's not severe, but now he's getting older. I still get by. I still get my hair pulled.
Yeah. Well, that's all part of it, because he's here, like I said, to teach you about patience. So sometimes it will be best if you close your eyes when he's doing these things and apologize to him in your thoughts. Tell him how sorry you really are if you hurt him in a previous birth, that you're really very sorry, and you try to fix that, because in a future birth, you too will be together again. But in a future, if you fix it now, in a future birth, a futuristic birth, it'll be better. It won't be him having autism, or you having, you know, Parkinson's or something like that, but it'll be better. But you have to find that patience, and in your heart, you don't ask or question God, what did I do so wrong? If you...
That's all I kept asking. That's all I asked, you know. I wanted to know what I did wrong.
I know this is hard.
Question.
I know, but it's not like you did something majorly wrong. It's not a punishment per se. It's a cycle where you two had fights in your past life. So both of you decided to come back and play it out again in this consciousness. And in a future birth, you all will play that role again, but only if you let it go and stop questioning God. Are you a Christian?
No, Hindu.
You know, I see you in a church facing Mother Mary.
Really?
Yes. Does that make sense? Because
but I did visit when I visited Trinidad a couple of years ago. I did went to Safari Mai, but growing up with my grandma, we used to go there only, you know, when it's Good Friday.
Easter, yeah. But I see you facing the Mother Mary or Siparia Maya, and I would recommend that you pray to, but if you're a Hindu, you pray to Lakshmi Mata, but you can also go to church and pray to Mother Mary as a mother to another mother, to release this bondage from you both and to forgive you for whatever you had done in a previous birth.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Devi.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Good luck. Take care.
All right.
Yeah. You know, that's tough, eh? It's very tough when a parent has to deal with a sick child and you know, they question, what did I do so wrong? What if it's a previous birth? But again, what if it's futuristic birth? Again, it's a cycle. Think of a rubber band. Continuous cycle. And if she's causing that cycle to continue by saying, what did I do so wrong? Instead of saying, how can I fix it? There must be a way that I can fix this. For Sita, you wanted to know if you and your gentleman will be together again. Yeah, for every lifetime, you two will be together again. You both ain't going nowhere. He ain't going up Paramin. Alright, if he goes up Paramin, you're going too. Hi, good night. What's your question?
Hi, good night. Can you tell me about my present life and how it will affect my future birth?
Wow, in this present life, you're very depressed. Is that true?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like things could have been better or God could have blessed you more?
Yeah.
Right. Again, you have a lot of regrets, and that is coming from your childhood. Like from young growing up, life was tough. Right? Again, we all chose our birth and our families and who we want to play these roles with. So it can teach us patience. Right? So in a present life, you are very depressed, but you have to accept certain things. In a future birth, you will try to speed through. Like I see you speeding. Do you drive?
Yes, I do.
And sometimes do you find yourself speeding, like cutting, you know, like I see you speeding. Is that true? You're laughing because it's true, right?
Yes, it's very, very, very true.
Very true. That's because,
Because of the job I do.
I know. I know, it's fine. That's okay. But and you play your music, which is fine, right?
Yes.
And you're very safe. You are a very safe driver, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. But
already had any accident also.
that's a blessing, knock on wood. But in a future birth, that will go with you, that happy time, because whenever you're driving, that's when I see you the most happy.
That's very true.
Well, in a future birth, you would also be like that, and you whistle, or you would like to sing along with songs, or you like to whistle.
Yes, that's very true. Wow.
Yeah. But that's a nice energy. That's a great energy. Why are you depressed? Because in a future birth, you would be like, I see you by a river or a beach, and like cutting things, like whether it's fish or vegetables or coconut. I see that's how your future birth will be, which will be not too bad.
I look forward to that then.
Yeah, right. So you have a lot to look forward to. You know, I mean, you are a good soul, a very good soul. All right, don't question that.
I guess the depression right now probably comes from, you know, I'm in a difficult financial position because I just came off an 8-month injury.
Oh, sorry.
And I was able to work on that, put me in a lot of debt.
Yeah, well, you know, very soon, you know, things are going to get much more worse for everybody, eh? Not just for you alone. And, you know, when they say we have planetary issues, like planets affect us, I'd spoken about planets before. What you could do is just face the sun and just ask for peace and forgiveness. You didn't come here to be a millionaire or to be rich, right? But you will be okay. You'll be all right. So don't worry about it too much. Try to rise above it or raise above it. Okay?
Thank you very much, sister.
You're very welcome, brother. You take care. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, as I was saying, a nice guy. People are asking, how the hell you know he was whistling and singing and speeding? It's because I could see him. I could see him driving and, you know, swerving, you know, but safely. He's a very good driver. Nothing for you all to worry about. People are like, oh my God, do me. I'm getting messages. Sharon, you would always have relationship problems. Like in the past, you had some relationship. In the future, you are also an excellent cook, and that will also go with you. Sarah, I want to know if he's single. No comment, Sarah. He certainly ain't gonna be by Cora. He gonna be looking to make money. Poor fella need money. All right, he ain't looking for wife. Salian Pamphily, you're a good person. You would suffer from a lot of headaches and forgetfulness because you're kind of loud, you're kind of noisy. I hear a lot of noise around you. Let's take this call. Hi, good night. Oh boy, hello. Future birth?
Yeah.
Wonderful person, but confused a lot. Have relationship problems?
Kinda.
Yeah. You would have to either, you know, accept it or move on. Whatever you're going through, because you, I feel like you're like this, you know, you're hugging up yourself and, you know, like you're scared, you know? So you have to relax yourself. But a future birth, you would have some issues with your eyes and confusion. Do you suffer from eye problems now?
Yeah, I have a problem with one of my eyes.
Yeah. So in a future birth, the same thing. So you have to kind of like, you know, try to not to think too much and put too much weight on that thought. You know, like whatever you're going through, you have to go through it, right? But try to relax yourself. All right? You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. She's a nice person, you know, but people tend to, you know, take her for granted, and that's a problem there. I wanted to do some relationship readings, but you guys are not, you know, next time. Shoma? your granddaughter, she has, I'll tell you guys. Sing it. I know, Sarah, you know it. I can't thank you guys enough for supporting Joey. You see, I know a lot of children wanted to come out to see him perform, but he doesn't go on until after midnight most places. Ronald, you sing it. Ronald, Joey will be coming to Canada in March. So I don't know the date, the place, but yeah, you'll see him again. You know, people say, you know, sister, you're spiritual. How could you tell people to have a good time for carnival, and how could you, you know, but being spiritual doesn't mean I'm dead. You know, I said that before, where it doesn't mean that you don't enjoy life. I don't go anywhere like that again, but I would tell you to go. If you can go ahead and enjoy your life, create memories, that's what I want. I always told my children I wanted to see them very happy, and I want to see you guys happy. And now all these youngsters are following Joey and making these TikTok videos. That's memories for them and for me too. For carnival, yes, there was a lot of lewd, you know, people dressed all how, as they say, but that's them. And if that makes them happy, who are we to judge? Once a year it becomes legal to underdress, as it to dress, you know, with a little bit of clothes on or no clothes. It is actually legal. But listen, you guys need to have fun, enjoy life, create memories, print out your pictures. Don't just post it on Facebook, because if you think the oil spill was bad, they are going to sabotage our networks, FiOS. They are going to sabotage, there will be power outages. They will sabotage the lines, the electrical lines. Very soon, there won't be nothing to enjoy. If you like eating fish or chicken or meat, you eat it. Eat all you want. If you enjoy going to a fete, as we say in Trinidad, go. Don't let no religious leader tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that. If the leader tell you don't follow me, it's your choice. It's not the religious leader's choice, it's yours. Because I know for a fact religious leaders are saying don't follow me. But that doesn't bother me. My bread is buttered. Theirs isn't, but mine is. Yeah, but Chandra, right? I see you taking pictures. I saw you in, and I actually took a picture of you taking picture of yourself. But you didn't see me in Paramin a couple months ago. I want to see that. When I open Facebook, I want to see smiles. I want to see happiness. I want to see joy. Don't put all your emphasis on praying to a God alone and not having a good time. Recently, someone says, a guy in Trinidad said, well, I don't know if it's a girl with a guy's name, I'm not sure. But he said that, you know, women should look better or dress better or should lose weight. Listen, nobody better come and tell me about my belly, you know. You know, nobody should tell you about your FBI, and Indian people will know what I mean. Right? If you feel comfortable in your skin, then that's, hey, listen, nobody should tell you to fix something or you should lose weight. I told you guys I was gaining weight for the day when there's no food. And nobody's going to tell me I'm too fat or too thin or too small. No. That is wrong for somebody to body shame you. It's absolutely wrong. That should be illegal, not dressing half naked. You know, so that person was out of place. And do you know why that person keeps saying that? Because he is very afraid of gaining weight, afraid, psychologically speaking. He has this issue where nobody will want him around if he gets a little too fat or if he gets a little too dark-skinned or anything like that. That's on him, right? Jeremy John, let you be. What? Yeah, Ronald, they're out of place. That's their fears. And like I said, I enjoy Old Mass. I mean, from watching it, you know, on TV or on Facebook. I didn't go anywhere because for me, many people say, well, again, how could you go and how could you enjoy yourself? I used to take Joey to all these wrestling matches. Once he got top A's, 90s plus, he was getting a ticket. That was his thing. Live concerts. I would go not to watch the wrestling, but to listen or feel the vibration, feel the energy in the room. So you ever walk in somebody's house and you're feeling like fed up? That's because that person is fed up. Have you ever gone somewhere where you just feel the place so bright and nice? Have you even gone in a temple or a church and you're just feeling so depressed? But you're going to a funeral and you're having a ball of a time? Torah Muhammad, I'll tell you privately what is a FBI. I mean, I can't believe all you don't know what a FBI is. I tell a friend, Afro Trini, recently what a FBI is. And I think he was shocked. Text me after, Torah, I will tell you. You know me, talking a pack of nonsense. But, yeah. Right? But, yeah, I know people are still trying to call in. And like I said, I encourage people to have a good time. My niece is 18. I sent her to 3 parties with Joey and Joey mostly because Sassy came in late. And she had a... Okay, Rashmi, thanks for letting it out. Rashmi, you and I are probably the same age when you see that because you don't know, right? Listen, it's a Trini Indian thing, right? Because people in Trinidad, back in the day, we had, you know, it's like a man see you on the road and he's like, darling, I love you, like how pig love mud. Well, those were the signs, you know, things like that. I mean, I know plenty old jokes, but I can't say it. Some of them rude. Rashmi, you could say it. Or Sarah, she let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, Sarah, you didn't know that? Yeah, but was fall bomb inspect FBI? Nah, Nari, that's not it. Yeah, I mean, nobody should tell anybody, you know, about the FBI or the eye too big or the eye too small. No. You never hear that one, Anita? You know, I love you like how hog love mud. It had plenty old-time sayings. I don't know where these people used to get that from, but it was like normal talk, you know, amongst people, right? But let me take another call because I think people trying to call us and we're playing the fool, right? So we have to get back on track. Hi, let's find out some people business. How's that? Hi, good night. What's your question? Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night. Go ahead, I'm hearing you.
I just like to get a reading about a little bit of my future and any job in the future.
Yeah.
My health.
Right now you are frustrated and fed up. Do you feel like you're fed up? You sometimes tell yourself you're fed up?
Yes, because I took some early retirement from teaching, yes.
Yeah. You are a good person, very intelligent, you know, but you need to find something like something that you enjoy doing, whether it's painting or driving or doing something, because you feel like frustrated, fed up, and that's weighing heavily on you. And in a future birth, you would come back where people will take advantage of you, and then you will get really fed up.
Okay.
You know, so imagine in this life you're fed up, in a futuristic birth. I see you being short. Are you short in this life?
5'2".
5'2", right? So that's my height, right? But so that's pretty short, kind of short. But in a future birth, you will also be that height, and you would try to be reaching for success, but you would have a difficult time in the future birth. However, I don't believe that the future is written in stone. I believe we could change our destiny. So that being said, I would say to you that try to stop being so fed up, if that makes sense, and try to don't be so frustrated all the time. Find something you enjoy doing and do it, whether it's going by the beach.
See, I enjoy doing like creating programs for education, and I am qualified, and I'm seeing the system is going down, and I can do something about it. But the opportunities are not coming.
I understand.
But I'm still developing programs.
Well, that's excellent. That means you're always working. Your mind is always working. But even though the system is falling or failing, that doesn't mean you have to give up. There's always one child out of many children that can still learn from you, and you can do service or savor, especially in the rural villages where children there's some children who want to learn, but they don't get that opportunity. They don't have the money to come out. So you can do something like that.
I do tuitions privately because I create my own programs.
Yeah, very
so
good.
So in 1 or 2 months, children are able to read.
Wow, very good.
They improve their percentage, like maybe 20-30% in 2 months because of my programs and teaching my way.
Wonderful.
I have my PhD in education also.
Excellent, congratulations. So don't go back, go forward with that, eh? So you have no reason to be fed up and frustrated and, like, oh my God, what do I do next? You need to stop that.
Because I want to do something for the country.
I know you want to do something, so then do something.
To reach out to more children, because the literacy programs I'm seeing is that it's not geared towards fixing the system. When you are in the system, I've been in this system for 34 years.
Oh, right.
And you know all the issues, and you can actually do something about it, and all it takes is just a little patience.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting the position,
the support
to do it.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
That's the frustration.
Well, guess what?
Much to give.
But I know, but the system has to collapse because of destruction and creation, like we were talking about, right? And in between that, there are people who can still learn from you and who will appreciate your service. All right, so reach out to the police stations. I know for a fact that many children in these poor villages, they cannot afford internet, so they go to the police station to do their work. So maybe like Mayaro, Toko, Matlot, those type of places, Cedras, they would appreciate your service. All right, the system is collapsing and there's nothing anybody could do about it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Yeah. It's getting late, guys, and Veer Babulal, your child will be okay. I think the child is a bit too spoiled, and that's why you tend to think that something is could be wrong with the child. Will I be coming back on earth, Shivani? You definitely will. And you may have some issues with your mother or family, like issues with your father, mother. Try to fix it. I'm laughing because you snap back right away. Like daughters and mothers, they always tend to have this tit for tat. Indra, could you please tell me something about my future? Oh, so your future, you would have issues here with your neck. Like right now, there are some issues where you have medical issues you need to take care of, and I feel like your knees also, you may be overweight, where that bothers you. So you need to take care of that. In a future birth, I feel like you will sit down more because you tend to sit a lot now when you're tired, and you tend to like give up, right? Don't give up. Guys, I meant to tell you all also that join me on TikTok, Sister Devi. Add me on TikTok, where once a week we could do a detailed reading for somebody like lucky winners who join me on my Facebook. What I will do is go back and check my live and see, people, that have been following me for years as well, and newcomers as well. Join me on TikTok, Sister Devi. Add me there. That's my profile name. And YouTube as well. It's Sister Devi TT. You'll find me on YouTube as well. So let's try to move away from Facebook, because we are having some Facebook will change in time as well. All right. I'm seeing so many newcomers as well, but let's take another call. Hi, good night. Good night. Oh boy, I can't hear you. Can you please? Hi, good night. What's your question?
Good night.
Sitaram. Okay. I'm not. Hi, good night.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm calling about my granddaughter. If you can tell me something about my granddaughter.
Okay, where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. That's nice that she wants to know about her granddaughter, which, you know, there's a closeness there, but hi, good night. Don't forget, we have to do some meditation, guys. Hi, good night.
Sitaram.
Jai Sitaram, what's your question?
I'd like to find out a little more about my son, please.
Okay, that means you were not watching. You were just waiting for an opportunity to call, but Molly, yes, Molly Ramcharan, you definitely will be coming back to Earth. Molly, there are some issues with your lower back that you need to take care of as well. In a future birth, you would have that same difficulty as well. All right. Navita Swaha. Navita, kind. I see you like this, like really praying. Lord, bless my family. Lord, bless me. Bless. And you're very good at, you know, your prayers will be answered. In a future birth, you will be much better. Guys, how about, you know, playing Joey's song, but we need to do some meditation. But before I do, I wanted to play Raymond's song, Mai Pyasi. I think a lot of people know it. Casa. You have to support our local artists, right? Yeah, you're coming up for sure. Let me say this, by the way. It's according to Hindu scriptures, ancient Hindu scriptures, we all take 84 births. Now, 84 births, you know, what number are you at? What number am I at? I personally want to come back. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but I want to come back. I want to return, because the gods, the Hindu gods, they cannot take a human body to experience the joys. My joy is seeing you all happy. My joy is giving out food hampers, charities and stuff like that, just like Ronald and so many of you who continue to support not just us, but continue to support other people. So that's my joy, but I want to return. I don't want to return with some of the same players in this life, but I want to return. And I already know my next birth. I know where it's going to be. I know who will be in it. I know what body I will have. Because like I said, I looked into my own Akashic records. Can I fix my present birth? Am I doing enough? I am also miserable. I'm a woman, right? So yeah, but can I fix my present birth to get a better birth? Yeah, I can. Sometimes I choose not to. I prefer to be miserable around the people, that my family and so on. So that to provoke them now, you know, that's a normal thing, right? But that's me. So 84 births we all take, and we all have to come back. Now, let's just say your husband came, you know, you came with your husband in this life. Next life, he may be your father, or he may be your mother. Past life, maybe he was your child, and he decided to come back in this life as your spouse to teach you a lesson. That's like the child, the autistic child, and the mother. they were like a couple before, or like something like that before, where they had it tough. So he decided, I will show you something, don't worry, I will fix you. And in this life, he came back as an autistic child to provoke, you know, in this life his mom, but in the next birth, the tables may turn or may not turn, depending on how she now actually deals with that situation. Yep, your baby Samantha Lal came back. Sweet voice. Tora, yeah, you can change it. I know, Carrie, but that's how it is, right? Sarah, I'll tell you privately. Sarah, yep. Yes, Sarah. Sarah Chaitram, you will see your daughter again in the next, you know, after you cross and in another birth. Ronald, in the next life, Ronald Bali, you'll be miserable too. Hermela, yep, many births, Hermela. Yep, you are a kind person, Avita. Maureen. Diane, yep. Diane. Oh, Shanti Vashti. Yes, Havisa. You'll come back, Sarah. So yeah, so you know what's a funny thing though? Many people, like I said before, in messed up relationships, they come back again. Like, I know right now a few people, like one particular woman said to me yesterday, she can't wait for her father to die because he's, you know, he's terrorizing her and her mom, and he's horrendous. He met another young girl, and she, you know, I understand where she's coming from, and he will die, but he will provoke them and provoke them, and next life again, it will happen all over again. I know a woman in New York City who also, who husband died 1 year now. His spirit is still in the house, wherever she is. She left, she went to her sister's house. I asked her, you know, when I was talking to her last week, I said, your sister's wall is so and it's this and that. And she says, yeah. I said, your husband right here. So even though he died, his spirit is still waiting for her, but he's also, they will take another birth together again, because when she had the chance to leave the SOB, she didn't. She decided to stay with him for the children's sake. And now she's, you know, being terrorized by a ghost that turned into a poltergeist that is going to turn into a demon. See? I mean, I don't want to scare you, but that's the reality of it. That if you are happy in this life, you are contented in this life, then in another birth you will also be happy. Many people tend to think that when we die we go to heaven. Well, why would you go to heaven when your whole life here was a hell of a person living in hell and having other people live in your hell? See? So heaven and hell is like neither here nor there. Heaven is what you create inside of you, and hell is also what you create inside of you. Which one do you, which one is more amplified? Is it the hellish person or the kind and heavenly soul, like the driver, the guy I spoke about earlier, who would get a nice birth in the next life because he's a nice guy? Mightn't have plenty money, you know, but they say nice guys are always broke. Right? Yeah, Samantha Lal. No, that's not your grandmother. That's a person, Rani Maharaj. Your next birth, Rani, you will be financially secured in another birth, but you would be in like a third world country as well, not in the Caribbean. You see, when we talk about births, we here, you and I, Trini people, we are so lucky. What is it, what good did we do to receive such a high birth, to be born in an island that is so, you know, we have over 1.3 or 1.4 million people, but we're so comfortable. Whether you have one meal per day, people here are comfortable. You wasn't born in a war zone. You wasn't born like in the hills or the forest, in the mountainous areas of Afghanistan, or, you know, where they are, you know, like where they call these Amazon jungle people that eat people, cannibals. You wasn't born as a cannibal, were you? You were born in a free land. Appreciate it. Look around as a tourist, look around as an outsider, and appreciate what you have here. Right? So guys, let's just take one more call and we will then definitely go to our meditation, because I don't know, I'm feeling hungry. Doreen, how you doing? Long time, Doreen Singh. Rachel Khan, Sami, Tishana and Riyadh, how are you guys doing? So hello, good night.
Can
Yeah?
you please tell me about my future?
Your future birth, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Guyana.
Calling from Guyana. Are you hearing me clearly? Are you hearing me? I'm not hearing you.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. In this life, you tend to be like a kind-hearted person. Do you sell stuff? Like small business or business owner?
Yes, I do. I do have my own business.
Your own business? Because I see you selling, but you also give discounts, or you know, you always help people.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So in this life, because of your good deeds, you will get a better birth next life. You said Guyana, right?
Wow.
You're in Guyana?
Yes, yes, from Guyana.
Right. In the next birth, you would also live by the waters, live by the rivers or waters. And it will be a good birth based on you being such a light person, light-hearted person, kind, sweet, generous. All right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so keep doing whatever you're doing,
Yes.
because you're doing the right thing.
That's so true. Would there be any health issue with me?
Everybody would have some health issue, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, so guys, don't forget to join me on TikTok. Very soon I'll put out my first video and I'll give you guys a chance to call me. I will, you know, I'll contact you, where you will call me and we can, you know, do some live readings there. Personal, like, but no names, no date of birth. You don't have to worry. All right, anything like that. All right, so just let's start with some meditation. And for those that is watching, remember that you are loved. Divine love is spreading amongst you. You are blessed. And as we speak, your dreams are manifesting. Just remember that everything will work out in your favor. Let us relax our body, where we can envelope that love, that peace, and that prosperity. Let us keep shining. I know we had done meditation before where we discussed how to Find that simple and peaceful energy. Take a deep breath. Dinesh Tarsu, good night to you. Sitaram, darling. Kelvin Mahadev, thank you, Kelvin. Sunil, blessings to you, brother. Let us find that comfortable space within ourselves. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. While you're taking this deep breath, I want you to send that breath to all over your organs, to your heart, to your lungs, to your liver, to your tummy, to your kidneys. Gently, this deep breath is filling your nose, filling your lungs with air. I can see you relaxing. For some of you who are tensed, let go of your thoughts. Whatever is bothering you, release it. It's okay. As you exhale through your mouth, just imagine releasing that tension and that stress that you are holding on to. Just let go of the worries and distractions. It's okay. It will come back tomorrow, the worries and distraction, but for now, let us relax. Pray and just relax. Picture that point of light at the center of your forehead. Picture it in the form of a candle. For some of you, I'm seeing a blue candle. For some of you, I'm seeing a purple or lilac. Some, I see yellow. Take a deep breath again. Send that to your loved ones, wherever they may be, whether they are in this world or they are in the netherworld. Send that to them. Bring your attention now to your breath. Take a deep breath. Remember, we talk about the cooling breath. When you breathe in, you breathe out, you will be able to tell whether it's the left or the right. For some of you, it's difficult. I understand. Don't worry about it. It's a simple, very simple meditation technique that we can follow even when we are on our own. If you're driving, if you're cutting grass, if you're cooking, cook in silence. Now, with each breath, and with each breath that you inhale, imagine breathing in peace and calmness. Peace and calmness. This peace is overflowing within you, within your children, within your pets, Rashmi, within your neighbors. Picture that peace enveloping your entire being. And while that peace envelopes you, it's spreading around your home in the form of a bright, energetic light. If there are those watching from different planets, they too will be drawn to this beautiful, everlasting light. They too will assist you in your spiritual awakening. Remember, it's normal for thoughts to flow or to come and go during meditation. Luna, Sitaram to you and your lovely family. We all have to acknowledge that we are breath in motion. We cannot be too judgmental, right? And we must never pass judgment on anybody. Never pass judgment on anyone. Continue to breathe deeply and mindfully while your body is relaxed and that tension is leaving your back, your lower back, your buttocks, your calves. It's coming out from you, that negativity, that negative energy. The back of your neck is relaxed. As you breathe in, feel that coolness. I could feel that love in you. I could actually feel that love coming from you. Blessings to you, Uma Devi. Relax your mind, your energy. Spiritual energy is flowing. As you relax and you think of that light surrounding your aura, it's called your etheric shield, 2 inches above, and you're seeing that light. Thank you for sending that to me too. Now relax and feel that. Open your eyes gently. Leela, open your eyes gently. While that energy is flowing like the river flows, there may be many rocks and stones in the river, but the water is always flowing clean. That is how your thoughts should be, clean and ever flowing. Once we start flowing simple but yet powerful thoughts, energetic and beautiful thoughts, then we are creating a beautiful life presently and also a magnificent life in our futuristic births. All births, birth after birth, it will be better. Amy or Anne is watching. Anne, we want to create a better future, not so? So if we calm ourselves, relax our mind, we can prepare our soul for the future. Whether the future is in a couple of hours or another birth, it should be better. Indira, don't have any fears. Devika Arjun, don't create any fears. When those type of fears come to you, what you do is you put them to a side. Just like you put dishes to the side when you're cooking. Emily, Carol, blessings to you, Bobby. And do you know that when we are at peace with ourselves, we can actually hear it in our voice? The frequency within us grows. When others listen to us, they are drawn to us. Even when animals, they are also drawn to us. Birds are drawn to that peaceful energy. And that is why sometimes there might be a stray dog that will just be peace and calm with you. But if you are hyper and angry within you, within yourself, then everywhere you go there will be problems, chaos. We don't want that, right, Mala? Sita, we want peace. So therefore we must develop that peace within us. Let us stay calm and enjoy that essence of light and love. How can you keep peace at work? By not answering anyone, by being true to yourself. This is not who you are. This is the karmic account or the play that is going on. And once that play is over, you go home to a peaceful home. Never take your work with you at home. So it doesn't matter where you were born, which area or country you were born in. What matters is that you are a living being, a living soul, a living energy that moves from place to place or destination or dimension after dimension until you come to a place of peace and solitude. The Buddha talks about the tree of enlightenment, where there are pictures and images of the Buddha sitting under the banyan tree. The banyan tree represents us. He's sitting while meditating, and he can still see us. His soul is so beyond the gods, beyond Lord Vishnu, beyond the deities. His soul is in powerful light, pure light energy. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we need? Isn't that that is something we should train our children to do? When a child is born, we say how adorable, how cute. Have you ever wondered where did that child come from? For that child, that soul to end up in your corner? Have you ever wondered about that soul? And how you can help that soul on his or her journey? Shivani, yeah? Salian, I think I finished your reading where you will gain weight, you will be angry with yourself, you will feel hurt within, but if you release that hurt in this present life, only then you will get a better birth. In a next birth, I see you pointing your finger and talking. So does that mean that in this life you're doing that? Are you creating a future birth by doing, being hyper? Being a little intolerable? Next time I'm on, we can discuss whatever you choose to discuss. But let us meet up one day on TikTok, as they say. And yes, I can feel your energy too, Shivani. We can also do some meditation on TikTok as well. Tora, good night to you. And don't forget, my dear friends, we will be going to Kwayari this coming Saturday. And we will be doing our monthly charities there. And if you would like to contact us, please contact us via Red Chariot Foundation Facebook page. Alright, Patricia, thank you for inspiring me too, Patricia. Ria, good night to you. To Sheldon Singh, good night to you, brother. Namaste, Om Shanti, and continue thinking powerful thoughts. If you want a powerful future birth, think powerful thoughts. One day I will share my future birth with you, and you all will be quite surprised. I'll tell you. I'm not done with this life yet, so I still have some karmic bonds as they say, or karmic duties to fulfill. And once that is done, then I go ahead and move on. I'll tell you, remind me next life. Not next life alone. You will be with me in another life. Yes, Elizabeth Taylor, I hope to see you soon too. Good night to you, Tora, again. Sita, thank you for being there. But in a future birth, you and I will be together again. In a past birth, we were together. Yep. Lisa, what did I say wrong about Guyana? You want me to be wrong? Because war is imminent. Whether you want to admit it or not, war is coming to Guyana. War is war. But the war in the mind does not have to be all the time. Wars outside is because we were warlike. So we have to stop that and become peace-like. And when we become peace-like, then we too will become powerful beings. And we would not suffer from any disasters, any hardships. Angela, right? We would have to find that peace within us. So let us continue with that energy, that energize ourselves with peace and vibration within ourselves. Good night, Kerry. Thank you for joining with me. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you to each and every one of you for always being there. May Baba or Bhagavan, Allah, Christ, Krishna, whatever you call the Almighty, let that Almighty power touch us within our life, within our soul, to overcome all negativities and sadness. Let us be that light we are searching for. Namaste. Jai Sitaram. And you're right, Angela Suraj. Let us continue to practice unconditional love. Never judge and never discriminate against anyone. We are our own judge. Huh? Namaste, Om Shanti, and Jai Sitaram. Namaste.